Good evening, guests and fellow Toastmasters. What a beautiful evening today. What a beautiful evening to be here together. Welcome to the meeting Toastmaster Club of Lucknow. I am Chitija Shukla, your segregate at arms for today. Let me start with our mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience where members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Before we dive in, please phones on silent, mics on mute unless you are speaking, and videos on. Let's keep it interactive. Avoid chatting while someone is on stage. We are diverse and inclusive club. Let's keep conversations respectful and mindful of everyone. Now, our preceding officer for today, TM Nikhil Yadav, hails from Shahjahanpur, Uttar Pradesh, currently working as investment banker in Delhi. Clearly someone who knows the values of both numbers and words. When he is not crunching deals, you will find him cheering for cricket, football, or losing himself in a good music. Please put your hand together and welcome TM Nikhil. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kshitija, and can we please have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Kshitija, who has uh, taken the Sergeant at Arms roles for the very first time. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kshitija, once again, and I would like to welcome all the participants present in this meeting to the 238th meeting of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. And once again, thank you so much for taking out time to be a part of this meeting, especially the people who are joining us from clubs other than Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. Thank you so much for helping us in conducting this meeting and taking up such relevant roles. Now, before we proceed further, I would like to reiterate the mission, the very reason that we all joined this community, Toastmasters International. And as it stands for, uh, as it goes, we empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. And obviously, the theme of today's meeting revolves around cybersecurity. So, just like a strong firewall protects our networks, our systems, our computers, our data, Toastmasters build the inner strength that protects us from self doubt and equips us to lead with confidence and make us a better leader. So, with that, I would like to move ahead. And since we have a lot of faces joining us from other Toastmasters Club, and most of them have taken some kind of role, I would, in the interest of time, I would skip the introductions because at some point of time, each and everyone would be getting introduced. However, I can see we have some guests. Vijay Singh, Mr. Vijay Singh, and then we have Geetanjali Soni. So I would request the guests to please unmute yourself and give us a quick intro about yourself so that we know the purpose why you are here and we get to know a little bit about you as well. We can start with Mr. Vijay.
Okay. So can you hear me?
Yes, but maybe the voice is a little feeble. Maybe you can try
Hello.
again.
Now is it properly audible?
Yes, now you are.
So good evening, Nikhil. Good evening, all of you. My name is Vijay Singh, and I was a part of active. I was active member of Toastmasters when I was doing my MBA in 2019 to 21. And after got placed in a company, I did not get enough time to prepare the speeches. So right now I'm planning to join the Toastmasters again, and I know like Manvi. Manvi. Do you have Manvi in your club? Yes.
So we do not have Toastmaster Manvi with us today, but yes, she's
Mhm.
part of it.
So I know Manvi since we were in the same college, uh, and we were in the same club. IMSUC Toastmaster Genesis Club. So yes, right now I'm working in Gurgaon in a hybrid mode, and apart from that. My hobbies are concerned. I love sports, different kind of sports, but mainly I love volleyball. And that's it. That's a short introduction of me, and look forward to hearing you, the speakers of today. Good luck.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Vijay, for joining us. And that actually makes two. That actually means that we have two IMS UC alumni with us, you and Toastmaster Dev also. So you'll be hearing more from him later in the meeting. So thank you so much for joining us today, and we would try our best to add some value to your time. Now, moving ahead, I would like to request Geetanjali, who I think has dropped out of the meeting. Okay, so she's not in the meeting. Okay, we can. She would be joining pretty soon, I hope, and we can move ahead with our first segment. And obviously, as I was saying, that the theme for today's meeting, which would be hosted with by our beloved Toastmaster Akshat, someone I say a man with a million tails, would be taking us on a journey around cybersecurity, and I'm very curious to hear his insights on the topic. And with that, I would like to call up on stage our very own Toastmaster Akshat Pandey, who is a seasoned technology manager, and a tech enthusiast who hails from the vibrant city of Lucknow. He spent his formative years in Lucknow deeply connecting with its rich culture and dynamic tech community. His extensive experience in managing cutting edge technology projects and his unwavering passion for innovation has always made him a invaluable addition to our Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. Someone who has represented our club at multiple area individual level contest for as a representative of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow as well as our area. A great speaker, a great support. He has also served Toastmasters Club of Lucknow in different executive committee roles. And with that, I would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Akshat. Can you please have a big round of applause?
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil. And I hope my voice is loud and clear.
Yes, it is.
All right. So it's always great to collaborate with TMCL in whatever capacity I get to do it. So I'm back at being the TMOD for this session. And before I start any TMOD session, I always like the idea to actually share the flyer once more. So I've shared the flyer in the chat window. You could have a look at it to understand what we would be talking about for today. And the theme for today resonates or links to cybersecurity. And don't think of it as a session that would be about probably talking about a few points and just moving on to the next segment, but more of the experiences that we face with respect to cybersecurity or with respect to anything that we do online. So I would want to know, I would ask each one of you to tell me about your experiences of being online. Do you feel that your presence online in the world of internet feels safe, or do you always have that fear that something may go wrong? Anyone who would like to take a lead?
Unless you click a suspicious link.
That is true. Yes, Toastmaster Anushka, go ahead.
So I have not overthinked it because, when I got to know this news first, that if my camera is not closed, like I have a swap, if I just switch it off, it'll hide the camera lens. One person who was talking to me, and he's also in cybersecurity, he was studying about it, took me on a site. It was an open site, and there were people. They were doing something on the cameras, on their laptops, and they don't even know that they are live telecasted on something. And I got to know it, and that was very terrifying, that if my camera is not covered, anybody can access my webcam and see what I'm doing. And that is a privacy breach, and that can actually affect someone's mental health if it goes online, whatever things it can be. It can be a number of things. So that is my point, that it is a very terrifying world if we look into this thing.
Absolutely. With so much of hardware around us, like in terms of using a laptop, in terms of using a mobile phone, you talk about the camera. I have an Alexa device at my place, and many a times my mom says that is Alexa able to hear us while we are not speaking to Alexa? So I don't answer it in a definitive sense, because it's quite possible that probably these receptors are on and your voice is being overheard. So technology is such a tricky thing that no matter how much a company professes about encryption, about privacy, you never know what is going on behind the scenes. I also have had some experiences of cybersecurity that were very risky affairs. But I would also like to listen from at least one more person about whether they have had any experiences related to cybersecurity they would like to talk about. It may not be an incident per se, but any experience that made them scary or made them think about that cybersecurity is actually important. All right, let me share one example from my workplace. So it happened that I purchased an iPhone, and I purchased an iPhone for a good price. So you have all deals all the time. So I purchased it from Amazon for a good price. And the very next day I go to office and I'm doing my usual work. And in office, I receive an email that says that iPhone, and at that point in time, I think I purchased iPhone 10. So iPhone 10 is available for I think it was around 35 or 40,000, while I had purchased it for 50,000. So that made me realize that, if it is available for 40,000, let me just see and find out what the deal is. And I ended up clicking on that link, only to realize later on that it wasn't the actual merchant website, but it was a phishing link. Nothing happened immediately, but 2 weeks down the line, I received a mail from my boss, the head of department, that Akshat, you were found clicking on a phishing link. This phishing link was basically introduced by the IT department of the office, and this is being done more like a drill to figure out if employees are actually clicking on uh, a link that is unnecessary. So that is the kind of experience that I had. I didn't end up losing anything or risking anything, but that could happen to any one of you. So the most important point that I think why we do so much of risky things online is, the very first thing is that somewhere we feel an urgency to respond to a link. That is, I would say, the most important reason because of which we end up clicking on something, or we are in a rush. And that's why they use the word hook to actually create that content on which users would definitely try to click. So urgency is the numero uno reason because of which we end up clicking on something. And that's why you have terms like clickbait and rage bait, right? So we would talk more about this, but before we deep dive into cybersecurity, let's look at what we do in a typical TMCL meeting. So today we would have two sections. The very first section would be the prepared speeches section, in which the speakers would present their prepared speeches. Followed by that, there would be a table topics section in which people would be speaking impromptu. And post that, there would be an evaluation section. So there are three sections: prepared speeches, table topics, and an evaluation. So without wasting much time, we will straight away head to the very first section. And before we start off with the very first section, I would like to invite on stage the general evaluator for today, who would introduce his tag team. So I would now like to call on stage Toastmaster Nikhil, I don't see Toastmaster Nikhil. Oh yes, Toastmaster Nikhil, and I think we already had an introduction to Toastmaster Nikhil. So without wasting much time, let's invite Toastmaster Nikhil. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshat, for laying down the foundation for your theme for today's meeting, and we are all eagerly looking forward to what you are going to share. And now, since I am the general evaluator for this meeting, and just like any cybersecurity, any operation deployed in our organizations require a kind of security audit in regular intervals. I am going to be the auditor for today's meeting, and I would be uh, observing and evaluating every role, every speech, every word. Not for the purpose is not going to be to find any kind of faults, but the purpose is going to be to provide you a proper feedback, so that we all can work uh, on our vulnerabilities and on wherever we lack. And in that process, there are going to be a few people who are going to help me, and that is what we call our tag team: a timer, a counter, and grammarian. So to support me in being in the evaluation of today's meeting, I have with me Toastmaster Smriti, as who has taken two roles actually, a counter as well as grammarian. And I have Toastmaster Smriti is going to be the timer for today's meeting as well as our counter. So I would request Toastmaster Smriti to please take the stage and give us a brief about the roles that she would be taking and what she would be evaluating in this meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil. Well, in any Toastmasters meeting, two things are very crucial. Let me say one thing is very crucial, is talking quantity over quality. Did I say right? No, that shows that people are not listening actively. It is about the quality. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsh. It is about the quality with which we speak, not the quantity. And two things are very important to ensure that we are doing justice to the same is first to be within time. So as a timer today, I'll help each one of you to by indicating the timer flashcards in my Zoom background, and you will get to know that when it's the right time to stop or conclude your speech. So today you will have first a prepared speech segment where the speaker will speak for 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 6 minutes, the yellow. And at seventh minute, you will see the red card. In a prepared speech, 30-second grace period is provided on both sides to the speaker, but 30 seconds grace period on the lower upper side, which is 7 minutes, 30 seconds will be offered to the speaker. The speaker can wrap up the segment. The second segment is the exciting segment of table topic, where the speaker will be given 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Try to speak minimum for a minute. At 1 minute, you will see the green card. At 1.5, the yellow. And at 2 minutes, you will see the red card. 30-second grace period will be offered after 2 minutes. However, there will be no indication that the time is about to be up. So please wrap up the segment by 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And the last part is the evaluation part, where the speaker will get 2 to 3 minutes to present the evaluation speech. So the evaluators, please remember, you will see the green card at 2 minutes, 2.5, the yellow, and at 3 minutes, you will see the red card. Please try to wrap up after 30 seconds once you see the red card. Evaluators will also get 30-second grace period on both the sides. That's the role of a timer, and I'll present the report towards the end. I'm taking the role of an hour counter equally. So while we are talking about quality of talking, ahs and ums are the quiet hindrance in our speech. Not only ahs and ums, words like basically, you mean, I, am, repeating certain unintentional thing. Also, when we take long pauses or very quick short pauses before we speak, acts like a huge obstacle in this particular meeting. So again, towards the end, I will come in, give you the evaluation on how did we do on the R counter report. Till that time, be very vigilant on this particular Zoom background, and also be vigilant while we are talking in this particular platform. Over to you, Toastmaster Nikhil.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smriti, for briefing us about your role, about your roles. And we have a grammarian for today's meeting next up, and thank you to Toastmaster Vijay for taking up this role at the very end moment. So over to you, Vijay, to give us a brief about your role.
So I will be the grammarian, a last minute grammarian, you can say. So I will be judging the speakers on the basis of the words that they are speaking, grammatically correct or not, the sentences, whether they are correct or not. So I will be judging the speakers around the grammar section. So over to you, Toastmaster Nikhil.
Thank you so much.
And sorry, I apologize if I could do any mistakes. So because since I was a part of Toastmaster since a long time back, so I apologize for last
It's
minute
completely fine.
mistakes.
No worries, Vijay, and would request if you have the word of the day, maybe you can take a couple of minutes or put it right in the chat box, or otherwise
Word
I
of the
can do
day.
it. Yeah, I can do it for you. I can do it
Yeah,
for you.
I
Just-
don't know.
right? Sorry, I didn't get you.
Sorry, I'm just typing the word in the chat section.
Okay, no worries. Yeah. Okay, so moving ahead, that is my tag team, and when the Toastmaster of the day calls me at the end of this meeting to evaluate the meeting and the specific segments of the meeting, I would be coming back with my tag team and evaluate this meeting and present our reports to all the members present here. With that, I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Akshat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil. So we'll move on to the next segment of cybersecurity. We won't exactly talk about cybersecurity in detail because we'll start off with prepared speeches. But I would meanwhile want to introduce one term. And just to keep it interactive, I would want you to freely talk about it. Whatever you know, even if you, let's say, you know just a single word or a couple of words, help me explain what is phishing. PHISING. I would type it in the chat box.
So phishing is fake email. It has been sent by any of your colleagues in the organization. So
All right.
it looks legitimate. However, the link, if you read clearly, like visibly, there will be some kind of mistake in the links in the whether it is email or in the line. So that is the phishing.
Excellent, excellent. Good. Kshitija says scam. Shri Mohi has raised her hand. Do you want to say something? Yes, please.
Yeah, so I think phishing is something which reveals your private information without letting you know as to what exactly is happening. And it is done without someone's consent and maybe in a moment of scam wherein you don't even know the next step. And something bad happens to you after that.
Yes, I can see Dev also raised his hand. Dev, yes, please.
So as from the MCA field, I would answer that phishing is someone being a trusted, you can say trusted company or trusted bank and emailing you to click on a link. Just click on the link and then your data will be lost. It is done now in Instagram. It's a meme right now that one person made an email which is Microsoft. But instead of M, he put R and N together. So together they look like M. So it was mentioned as Microsoft at gmail.com. So please make sure to don't click on the links sent to you even after confirming the owner who sent. So this is phishing.
Perfect, perfect. Toastmaster Akib.
Awesome. All my life, I loved fishing. When I went to office and these guys are saying, "Hey, you get fishing emails," I'm like, "What? Are we going for fishing or what?" But then I thought that fishing emails are like scammers who are trying to fish with us. They're sending hooks and trying to give a bet which like you can easily they can get hold of, like Akshat went for that, seeing 30,000 drop. So whenever I get such kind of email which is like unreal, and I know this is not happening for true, I'm like, this is phishing email. Let us direct it to the right IT channel. But I really do not know the exact meaning of phishing. I just thought it is similar to that.
All right. I think all of you have done phenomenally well in terms of explaining what phishing is. There's no one definite definition of phishing, but the end result is deception, someone trying to deceive you. If I were to say it in Hindi, मेरे साथ धोखा हो गया. That is what happens when you are the at the receiving end of any phishing scam. So that is right. When someone deceives you online by the way of emails, by the way of making you click on a link, all of that comes under phishing. And phishing is part of a larger construct, I would say, and that is social engineering. So social engineering with respect to technology is another field. We will talk about it, but without wasting much time, let's move on to the first section, which is the prepared speeches section. We have two speakers for today. We would start off with Srimoy. And to introduce Srimoy, I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Anushka, who is her evaluator. And a brief about Toastmaster Anushka. She is just a second. Toastmaster Anushka has a lot of varied interests. She likes to study ancient history, human stories. She also loves to express herself by the way of Bharatnatyam and semi-classical dance, and she loves public speaking. So I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Anushka to introduce the speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Anushka.
Hello everyone, I am Anushka and I am your evaluator Shimoy. I'll be evaluating Shinali, who is currently serving as a president of Elite Toastmaster Club. She is a part-time overthinker and a full-time wife curator. That's very nice, Shimoy. And she enjoys good conversation, random nostalgia, and anything that involves food, films, or a little bit of chaos. I believe you are a film enthusiast or Bollywood lover. And she likes making people feel comfortable. And if there's a Bollywood reference involved, even better. So that is Srimoy, and her speech title is Walk, Talk, Ment. She is from level 2 and presenting her project 3 in today's meeting. Over to you, Srimoy. Walk, Talk, Ment, level 2, project 3. Best of luck for your speech.
Does the team want to introduce or should I start?
I think you should start.
Okay, great. Thank you. So last Sunday, I was busy with my mom. We were trying to find out those old stuffs. Every Sunday at my house is scrambling through the old stuffs and making our house look cleaner. And while going through those, I came across a photo album that was specifically made for me. The ones wherein I had my childhood pictures. And while flipping through those brittle nostalgic pictures, I found out one wherein I was 2 years old and I was trying to hold my grandma's finger. And I was trying to walk beside her. And when I got this project, I wanted to take this moment, I wanted to take this speech to thank my life's biggest mentor, my grandmother. So, my grandmother, from the last 16 years of my life, she has been that constant support. She's been that one person who used to travel with me through extreme ends of Kolkata for my tuitions, and then again used to come back and then pick me up from school from class 1 to class 10. She has put in immaculate amount of efforts. She's like the banyan tree of our house. The one person who can keep everyone under her shade. And to be very honest, I sometimes wonder if she was not there, what could have had happened with us? My mom very jokingly calls us Karan Arjun. Like we are two souls in one. We do everything together. Now, whenever you have a problem, for example, if you have a stomach problem, you if I have any problem, I go to my grandma to seek support every single time. Like she is that one person who will help me out 24/7. Now, this was her idea of putting me in Toastmasters. Since childhood, I was always the one who used to more or less participate in recitation. But then again, when I stopped my recitation, I came from school to college, I did not have that much of a platform. So my grandmother took this oath of searching one platform which will help me out and continue with my public speak. That is when I entered Toastmasters in October 2024. She was the one who enrolled me. And then I didn't understand what Toastmasters mentoring is until I got a voice recording from our then VP Education, Toastmaster Sumantha Mukherjee, who told me that I have been assigned with a mentor. And trust me, I used to fear my mentor very much. I was afraid of him. He is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Kaushik Bhattacharya. My relationship with my mentor is completely different. Whenever I have a problem, I just have to text him. You know what? I get hyped up as a kid and I text him, you know what? I have to do this and I don't know how to do it. And he'll be like that one calm person who says, it's fine, we'll manage. I love cricket, so I would like to say something more about him in the terms of cricket. He is like MS Dhoni, very calm and knows what to do and eases it. So do follow his instructions. And I do that. He is like Rohit Sharma, completely non-pampered decisions, non-pampered statements in a manner that will make you feel that yes, this was harsh, but this was correct, so we should go through it. And he is like Gautam Gambhir. So if you have to do something and you don't know what to do, he is there, the mastermind of it all. I still remember the first time I heard about International Speech Contest. Back then, I had only given one speech, my icebreaker, and I had only less than 1 month, 1.5 months left. And I spoke with my mentor and I told him that should I go through it? And he said, yes, go participate in contests. And I did that. For the next 1.5 months, I gave 7 speeches and I then participated in the national speech contest. It wasn't without his support that I could have done that. Not only about participating, but also about winning. Whenever he has helped me out with my speeches, with my leadership roles, a part of me always feels that yes, I can win. Because mentoring in the end is not about just guiding. It is about letting you know that you're safe. It is about letting you know that you don't have to panic. You always have someone as a torch bearer. It is also about letting you know that when your speeches go wrong, there is also another next opportunity. He's one of the reasons why I joined our executive committee. When everyone told me you can do it, it didn't matter. But when my mentor came and told me that yes, you're there and you can do it, I started doing it and I'm practically now very much enjoying. So my mentor has been that one constant person who has done every single thing that a person could have done for me to engage and encourage myself into the world of Toastmasters. And he is not here, but if he were here, I would have said just 2 lines to end my speech with. And miles of mentoring is what I need, and miles of lessons is what you have said. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shimon. And I believe that I will present my report of evaluation towards the very end of the meeting when I'll be called upon.
All right. So with that, we would now move on to the next speaker. And to introduce our next speaker, I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Harsh, who is the second evaluator. And Toastmaster Harsh needs no introduction. Toastmaster Harsh's introduction for me is that he is from a sister Toastmaster Institute, like he's from a sister institute in Lucknow from LTMC. He's very regular with LTMC, and he is present in LTMC most of the times when he's needed. So without much ado, let's call on stage Toastmaster Harsh to introduce the next speaker. Toastmaster Harsh, over to you.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So, a very good evening to one and all present over here. Today, I will evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Mamta. A little about Toastmaster Mamta. Toastmaster Mamta brings with her a unique blend of creativity and logic, being both a visual designer and an engineer. This rare combination shapes her perspective, allowing her to tackle challenges with imaginative flair and analytical clarity. She believes that when creativity meets structure, even the most complex ideas can be transformed into meaningful impact. So today she will be delivering her level 3, project 3 under the pathway of motivational strategy. The objective of the speech is to write and deliver a speech to inspire others. The title of her speech is A Brush Against Boundaries. Toastmaster Mamta, A Brush Against Boundaries. Toastmaster Mamta, the stage is all yours.
There was a time in my school when boys were assigned painting as a hobby subject and girls were assigned home science. There was no freedom to choose, but deep inside, I always had a love for painting and creativity. So even without formal classes, I kept my passion alive at home. I made greeting cards, sketches, paintings, and whenever I saw something creative in the newspaper, I would like to sketch it. Art became my silent companion. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me take you to a turning point in my life. When I was in 9th standard, an All India drawing competition was organized at Tal Katora Garden. Thousands of students participated from different schools. The competition was open for everyone, any age, any gender. Our school arranged 4 buses for the participants, and I was one of them. I still remember carrying my painting box, brushes, and color palette with full of excitement. The topic given to us was peace. I poured all my imaginations on the paper with vibrant colors and submitted my artwork with happiness in my heart. For the first time, I truly got the chance to express myself. 15 days later, during my school assembly, something unexpected happened. My name was announced for winning the consolation prize. Out of thousands of students, there were only 3 runner-up prizes and 20 consolation prizes, and I was one of those winners. The award ceremony became even more memorable because the prizes were presented by the then Vice President of India, Mr. R. Venkat Raman. I even got a photograph with him, a moment that still fills me with pride. My parents were also invited to the ceremony, and seeing their happiness was one of the biggest strength and rewards for me. After that achievement, I became quite popular in my school. My teachers appreciated me, encouraged me, and for the first time, I felt truly seen. Then I gathered the courage and spoke to my principal. I requested girls should also have the option to choose drawing as the subject. And from that year, girls were also allowed to take drawing too. That small victory opened many doors for me. I got opportunity to participate in more competitions and continue nurturing my creativity. Later, when the world of computers and Windows emerged, my passion for design awakened once again. I started learning designing tools like Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesigning, and even web designing. After sending my kids to school, I would rush to my computer classes with full of excitement. Because ambitions never truly die, they remain alive within us. Sometimes they wait silently and returns when right time comes. Even today, art remains an important part of my life. As a hobby, I love painting canvas, painting walls, showpieces, and many more things. And I also like to design visiting cards, posters, editing photos and videos digitally. Hobbies are not just pastimes. They give us calmness, pleasure, and confidence. They keep us active, creative, and free from stress. And most importantly, they keep a part of our soul alive. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mamta. And with that, we come to the end of the prepared speeches section. And I have a request for all of you. If all of us can switch on their cameras so that we can take a quick snapshot of how many attendees we have in the meeting today. All right.
Requesting everyone, please come on the camera mode. You can use any hand gesture also for me, right? And those muscles, you can use the camera. Yes, right. I will be taking this snapshot in 3, and thank you so much. And back to your Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dave. So when we switch on cameras, we all sound exciting and intelligent, I would say. So with that, let's move on to some more discussions on cybersecurity. Well, I won't like to use any terms that trigger some bit of boredom, but that's how we call it. So I would want to do one exercise with all of you. And before we do that exercise, some more things to ponder about. Has it happened with anyone of late that someone has created a fake profile of yours and has tried to interact with any contacts from your friend list? Anyone who has faced this? Yes, if you could, Toastmaster Akif, can you just tell like what it was and what was the experience?
Multiple experiences, basically. So once it was my brother's account, it got hacked. They actually cloned the account. I don't know how. They had certain photos. Because already he made it public earlier. So they took it, created an account, and that they were trying to reach out to people to say, hey, can you give 5,000 rupees? It is really urgent, and that kind of stuff.
And if
Then,
I would stop you
Mhm,
right here. So how did
mhm.
you come to know that someone has cloned your profile?
Uh, so it was my brother's account.
Mhm.
He actually found out in the sections, like, and I think it is algorithm as well, that when something matches, it suggests you to connect, right? So it was showing him like contacts you can follow or contacts you can connect with, and he saw his own name. He's like, what? Do I have my photo itself? So that is like crazy stuff.
That is
Uh,
true. That is
yep.
true. That has happened to me as well. Yes, go ahead.
Mm. Another incident wherein I was contacted by a friend, and he was asking for 10,000 rupees, immediate, urgent, and there's this always rush. I was like, buddy, you need money. Why don't you call me on this number? Once you call, then we talk, and if it is really urgent, I'll give it the money. Then he's like, I'm unable to call. I'm somewhere in the hospital. I was like, no, I can't trust you. But because of these tactics, actually, like similarly, it happened once more when a friend asked money, and I was like, calling me, and he was actually genuinely asking. So, but I had to defer it. So it has happened two ways, both ways. But I think it is really important to talk to the people before you let go of any money. Like virtually, we can't trust the identities.
Yeah, that's an interesting aspect. And I would also like to add that I believe that some of you would have done it, but have you ever tried to search yourself on Google? Like you just type in your name in Google and figure out if you exist on Google. Toastmaster Harsh, have you tried searching yourself on Google?
Toastmaster Akshat, I haven't tried to search myself on Google, but I have asked like about me in the chat GPT.
All
So
right.
yeah.
So either you would have so the thing, it's a very relatable experience that either if you haven't searched yourself in Google, someone might have actually searched for someone else on Google, right? And that's what we call as stalking sometimes. But fact of the matter is that we all try to figure out if someone is available online or not. So it's interesting, and probably it would be advisable to look at where all do you exist on the internet freely, because many a times, just because you participated in some internet event or you are existing as a profile on the internet, you might be searchable on the internet. Whether you do something about it or not is secondary, but fact of the matter is you should look at whether your images exist online or not, whether your profile is public or not, and you should be sure about why you should have a public profile. So all of that is very, very important in today's today's scenario. With that, I would now request Toastmaster Dev to help me out with doing a screen share, and I'm gonna share something with him. And I would request all of you to just focus on what we are going to share. Toastmaster Dev, is that okay?
Yes, so
All right. So Toastmaster Dev, I'm sharing a link with you. I've shared it in the Zoom chat, not in the public chat, but in your chat window. Before
yes,
clicking
and
on,
before clicking it, is
before
it
clicking, yeah,
is it safe, right?
it is safe, but I would want you to share your screen and show it to everyone.
Huh.
If
Okay,
that,
so I will paste it in a pad
huh,
so that everyone can.
yes, absolutely.
Yes. Sir, accept your own view. You are giving us wisdom.
Yes, I now welcome all of you to tell me, just based on common sense, the link that you are seeing on Dev's screen, is that a valid link or is that a phishing link? You can type in the chat or you can say it. Dave is saying it's valid. Anyone else who would like to comment? Harsh, what do you think?
I think 50-50, but on a safer side, I think it is invalid.
It is invalid. Harsh does not agree. Anyone else? Anushka, Kshitija, Manvi, Nikhil. You just guess. You can just answer in binary whether it is valid or invalid or a good link or a bad link. Invalid. All right. So there is no particular way of finding out whether a link is valid or invalid. If you have a lot of experience, you spend a lot of time online, maybe you would have an idea. But there's no way to know about it. But what you can definitely do is in Google, you can search for maybe a part of this link or maybe a subpart of this link. Just try and figure out whether a part of it exists in Google or not. That's how you can figure out whether something is valid or not. All right, and you can read more about it. This is a valid link because this is from Google and it's a learning website wherein you can learn about phishing. So it's guaranteed from my side that it is a valid link. It's not a phishing link. So if you can click on it.
If something happens, I am coming to you.
Yes, absolutely. You pull me by the collar. That is fine. All right, if you could scroll down, it's a quiz, and I would recommend everyone to actually take this quiz after the meeting. But let's, look at some. There are 10 questions in this, very easy to answer, but I would like you to spend time with each question. So, Dave, let's take this quiz. Let's click on this and attempt the first question. You can give in any dummy name. All right. Just because this link is from me, Dave does not want to take any risks. And let's go on to the first question. All right, Dave, if you could just zoom out a bit so that we could see the entire content fitting in the window. So, and it is legible also, yes. All right, so this quiz tells you that looking at the email, if you can tell whether this is a phishing mail or this is a legitimate mail. Just by looking at the content, can you tell me if this is a phishing link or a legitimate link? What Dave has shared, can everyone see it? Harsh, can you see it?
I think it is legitimate.
All right, it is legitimate. Anyone else? Vijay, would you like to take a shot at it? Nikhil, are you there if you would like to? So this is a mail from some Luke Johnson who is has emailed me, and here are the details of the email. It has an attachment, and any comments on if this would be a phishing mail or a legitimate mail?
Looks like a phishing mail only.
If I'll get this email, even I'll not open it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because see, there are few things that we must keep in mind. Do we actually know Luke Johnson? Is there someone named Luke Johnson in my contact? Even if I don't know about him, I would still do some background check on what the content of that email is. All right, and then only I would click on any of the links. Dave, if you could just hover around the button, open button, the button, open button right at the, do you see any hyperlink over there? I can't see it in
Yes,
the
I can
screen
see
share.
HTTP drive and
All
clear
so
text.
can you say that this link is a bit weird and doesn't look comfortable enough to be opened?
Yes, because it does not have HTTPS as well as between Drive, Google, there is underscore and it's never goes like this.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think Harsh mentioned it as legitimate. Uh, Dave is saying that this might be phishing. Let's go ahead with clicking on phishing. So that's the correct answer. This is a phishing email. And can you click on show me so that it gives you the reasons? Dave, and if you could walk us through with what the reasons are. What is the first reason that this is talking about?
Okay, so if we scroll over this document, we will see the domain name that is imitation of Drive.
This is the next question that has come up. But anyway, long story short, you can always attempt this quiz. But the idea is that unless we are 100% sure what the content of the mail is, whether we have any relationship with that email in any context, all of this needs to be answered before you click on the hyperlink. That's the thing. All right. So Dave is now very comfortable with answering whether something is legitimate or phishing. So Dave, that's right. Can we go on to the next question? There are 10 questions. I won't take up everything, but I just wanted you to walk. I wanted you to walk through this link, and the next one is something that no let skip this as well. The next one. Mark any answer that you feel like. Even this one, this one you mark as legitimate and move on.
You know already all the answers.
I already have attempted this quiz multiple times, so I am comfortable with every question. Now let's zoom out on this. This is the one that I wanted to discuss, and then we will let everyone attempt it at a later time. Perfect. What about this message? So in your SMS, you have got two messages back to back. One message has been received at 4:53 and one message has been received at 4:58. I don't know what the timestamp is, but basically one message says that your Google verification code is 131025 and the second message says that did you request a password reset? If so, please ignore. Otherwise, respond with cancel plus. Are these messages genuine?
No, because Google directly sends you the code. It doesn't ask for whether to cancel it or don't cancel it, I guess.
Absolutely. And I would
I,
like you to, go
I
ahead.
think yeah, I agree with Toastmaster Vijay, but I think the number that is provided in the messages are also look a bit frivolous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why I think like this is a phishing message.
Perfect.
Even sorry to add, whenever someone logs in, it asks for you gets a notification on your Google instead of messages. So that someone is logged in into your account. If it is you, click yes. If it is no, if it is not you, click on no.
All right. These days, even Google would message you onto your SMS inbox. So that is a valid scenario. But whenever you receive a verification code, the first thing is, did I trigger this verification code? Was I the person who triggered this verification code? That is the first thing to look at. Did you try to change an email address or something? Unless you have done something, you should be completely, cautious about the messages. If you have not done something, then you should look at both the messages and figure out whether this was triggered by you or not. So a lot of things go into that, but as you said, this indeed is a phishing message, and someone has tried to. What has actually happened in this message is that someone has tried to uh, reset or change your password somewhere else. Like on his terminal, someone is trying to change your password, and that has triggered an email in your that has triggered an SMS in your inbox. So that is the case over here. So I think it's a very good exercise. I would request all of you to take back this link and attempt all these questions and figure out how phishing aware you are. All right. Dave is very keen on completing everything right away. But I think in the interest of time, we will now move on to the next segment, which is the table topic segment. And to introduce the table topic segment, I would like to call on stage the table topic master for today. Just a second. And I would now like to welcome on stage Toastmaster Akib. Toastmaster Akib is a supply chain consultant with a rich experience in doing business presentations. Had he not been in this presentation, he would be training people in the gym, which also makes me interested in whether he's having a gym routine right now or not. Over to you, Toastmaster Akib.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshat, for bringing cybersecurity into our life. Yes, I'm still into gyms, but not that aggressive when this introduction was written. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Table Topics session, today's meeting. And this is called one of the most interesting session. Why? Because it allows guests also to participate. At the same time, since it is very ad hoc, very impromptu, we really test somebody's quick thinking ability. And as we all know, we are not here to judge, we're all here to learn and grow. It's a peer-to-peer learning platform. So what is the table topics? Table topics is a quick impromptu topics. Table topic is just a trade term of Toastmasters, wherein you will be given a small topic. You are supposed to quickly think on your feet, organize your thought, and deliver the speech. All of this happens on the spot. You don't get time to prepare. Or somebody can take 1 or 2 seconds, 3 seconds to think, but you have to start quickly. You don't get any waiting time. Then you speak for at least 1 minute. So if you speak for 1 minute, green light, you are qualified. The max that you can speak is 2 minutes 30 seconds, but your time completes at 2. So the moment you see red from a timer, you can close your speech. Like within 1 to 2, you can close the speech. 30 seconds is given an extra, like when you have got into some thought and you really want to close it out, take that extra 30 seconds as well and complete your speech within 2 minutes 30 seconds. Yes, Toastmaster Dev has started practicing for it. I would request all of you also to think when a topic is given to somebody, like how would you attempt? Because that is a good mental exercise. Not just listen to what the table topic speakers are saying, but you can also think on how you could have attempted. For people who are pretty new and hesitant to take table topics, I would suggest take it as easy stuff. Do not worry much. Whatever comes to your mind, just speak it out. Just let it out. Imagine it as your subjective examination, like we used to write. A question is given, you find the keyword in your brain, whatever keyword matches in your brain, you start writing para to para, and in the end, you realize you have already written 15 pages while you didn't know the answer. So that tricks can be applied when you do not know and somebody who is pretty new to the table topic. But let us kickstart this table topic session. I have around 7 to 8 topics, and priority will be given to people who are on camera and people who are raising their hands. If you do not raise your hand, then I call your name out, like that is going to happen. You will be forced to speak. But yeah, let's see more faces, more interaction in table topics, and that's where your learning will take the steep curve. I see two people who have raised their hand. And of course, both of them will get the topics. But yeah, I would love to see more people raising their hand. Of course, if they want to raise hand, I'll make them speak. So we'll go first with Manvi and then Anushka, then we'll see third speakers. So Manvi, question for you is,
Anushka actually raised her hand before me, so if we can give her the first topic.
I get to choose who first because Anushka spoke
Okay.
little bit earlier.
Okay, okay.
Then Anushka goes second. The topic for you, Manvi,
Hmm.
why are we always in rush to choose easy password? Why are we always in rush to choose easy passwords?
We are always in rush. May it be in life, may it be when we are going to colleges, schools, offices, and even when we want to just snooze our alarms because we don't want to be late in any which ways. My dear friends, that situation also happens when we choose our passwords. And usually with me, what happens is I have to choose a new password because I forgot my old one. And whenever I forget my old one, trust me, I usually have something important to do, and I am in rush because I forgot my password. I have an urgent deadline. I have an urgent work to do, and I have no option left than of choosing an easy one. Choosing an easy password that even my younger brother can guess. Choosing as easy password as I can ever make. For example, I usually write my name, I do a symbol, and I write my date of birth. And many people do the same. Now, all those who are trying to hack my accounts using this password, this is not my password, guys, because I was not in rush while I was doing the table topic. So, Toastmaster Akib, what I personally believe is whenever we are choosing passwords, especially after hearing our TMOD session today, we should never be in rush, or we should keep our passwords safe and secure so that whenever an urgent deadline comes, whenever an urgent work comes, we need not choose an easy password and just compromise our accounts just because we were in rush. So, Toastmaster Akib and all my dear friends who are listening to me today, remember your passwords. Otherwise, the result would be your name at the rate your date of birth. Over to you, Toastmaster Akib.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi. If you go on and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can crack 50% of the phone passwords in India. And as Manvi said, the date of birth, that really happens. And we're always in rush. I don't know why. Uh, because you don't have time to think through and put a real good passwords, strong password. And like whenever I'm choosing password, I'm like, just take this one, just take this one and close this process. I want to get into the website. I don't want to put a real good password so that it takes care of all the cybersecurity threat, which Toastmaster of the day was talking about. A good, strong password is really important, and a good password manager with that, so that you don't have to keep eating almonds. You can have a proper password manager wherein everything is kept stored together. Let us move on and hear from Anushka. She has been waiting, right? She's waiting like she has already sharpened her access, so we'll get a better response. Anushka, our topic for you is, imagine that the whole internet has broken down because of cyber threat, cyber crime. Will there be a chaos or peace? Imagine that the whole internet has broken down because of cybercrime, will there be a chaos or peace?
I think any disruption in any kind of work stream would lead us to the very adamant chaos at the very first instance. But as we move, we need to learn without working or without relying on such internet skills and work over that. I have seen one movie. There was one warship movie in which the targets, which the sonar has gone down, but they had bogies in the seas. So whenever the target moved, the bogie floated and they could target it that the bogie has floated because the bogies has censored. So when it dips, they get the sense. So they tried to work it throughout that. And it was a battleship movie. I learned one thing from this is that we need to find a way whether we have the access of internet or not. The access of the internet was there to make our life easy, but it has become as essentiality. Even though it breaks down one day and I want it because we have forgotten the way. Like it's the evening of Sundays, no kids is outside. First, there's a lot of heat. Second, the children, me myself, enjoyed going out, doing things, but we have forgotten that. So, more of the interactive meetings, more of the on hand presentation making by ourselves, no more internet. So, we went back to the pen and paper, or we say stones and sticks. Thank you so much for the talk.
Thank you so much, Anushka. We started with chaos, but ended up saying yes, there will be peace because we'll have more interaction. I just do not know how to work with my onshore team when that happens. Like millions of jobs in India is tied to onshore accounts. You're talking to colleagues in US, Singapore, Europe. And you want to send that PPT, you want to send that code, you can't. Let's move on
They
to the next. Yes, Anushka.
they will find a better replacement from you, and then they will understand the reliance of them on Indian developers. They will
Exactly.
realize that.
We might all move to offsite. Like we can directly go to US as well. They'll give us visas. Like dream come true stuff will happen. Awesome. We have Asank in table taking the table topic. The next table topic. This is little different table topic I have for you. So we are in June now. So the topic is related to June. So if first 5 months were a movie for you, what would the title be? If first 5 months were a movie, what would be the title?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Javed, for that topic. So, if the first 5 months of this year were a movie for me, I will say for me it has been facing my fears. So, when I joined Toastmasters, I had a lot of fears when it comes to public speaking, or even I remember delivering my first speech that was on fear of economics. Every year, every juncture of my life, I will say there are fears that I've encountered or fears that I've tried to overcome. And this year was facing that fear of unknown. I was going through a situation wherein I was there was a like a stalemate sort of a situation where I couldn't feel that growth in my organization. I wanted to understand what should be the next leap I should take. Be it sticking to my same role or exploring other avenues, that the greener pastures that I can look forward to, that my colleagues were trying to like explore outside my current organization, to at the same time parallelly going ahead fighting an election wherein I fought an election, lost last year for a district role, to at the same time fighting a same election this year again, and experiencing or feeling that the result might be the same, still keeping myself motivated. So I will say the fear of unknown was something that I was trying to overcome. And what I realized with time, it's just about holding your nerves and making sure you're persevering. And eventually, at the end of the day, when you look back, it will make sense, irrespective of the results come your way, or it go the other way around. But eventually, you either win or you learn is something that has been my learning from the movie Facing the Unknown. Back to you, Toastmaster Javed.
Thank you so much, Sank. Yes, I think it is holding the nerves. And when you bring this win or learn, it reminds me of a cricketer who keeps saying win or learn, but they do not learn. uh, I think a great attempt, Sank. Yes, let's face the fear and move on to the next table topic speaker. Who is going to face the fear of table topics? We have seen already a lot of people speak, and I don't see raise of hand. So I'll have to choose the next speakers. You, Hart, would you like to take the topic?
Yeah, Toastmaster, okay. I can take it.
Awesome. The topic for you is you talk about a product out loud, and the 10 minutes later, it shows up as an ad in your feed. You talk about a product out loud, and 10 minutes later, it shows up as an ad on your feed.
Three months ago, like when I was attending my class in my institute, the soft skills trainer asked me to deliver a elevator pitch about myself. And in that elevator pitch, I introduced myself in an amazing manner. Apart from that, I have included various things about the leadership roles that I have taken in the Lucknow Toastmasters. But like while delivering my elevator pitch, I found out that I was using many filler words. My focus was not on the filler words that I was using. My focus was to introduce myself, that how I can manage to introduce myself. I was talking many things about Toastmasters, as I have it's been almost 4 years since I have been the member of Toastmasters. But it was at that particular time, it was showing like I was selling Toastmasters International. I was asking each and every individual to become the member of Toastmasters, as it is very beneficial to improve your personality as well as communication skills. But in the end, what happens that the main objective of Toastmasters is to improve the communication skills. But since I was not able to introduce myself only fluently, so like we can it can be said that at that particular time, Toastmasters International was that product which I was selling. But since I was not able to communicate myself, I was not able to introduce myself. So at that particular time, I wasn't able to sell that Toastmasters International product. I was not able to uh, like influence any individual to become the member of Toastmasters International at that particular time. But the situation changed. Right now, it is totally opposite. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Harsh, for sharing your memory of Toastmasters and how it has shaped you. Let us move on. I don't see any raise of hand. Uh, 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 let's ask some people who can speak. So I see table topic evaluator Dev Parashar. Can you take a table topic and evaluate yourself as well?
Yes, but at the end, because right now I'm just remembering and noting down the points.
Some. Let's move on to our deciding officer then, Toastmaster Nikhil. Are you there in the meeting?
Yes, Toastmaster Akhil.
Awesome. Then I have a topic for you. The topic is, again, it's a mentality, Indian mentality thing. Why do we instantly trust a sketchy, free, but unsecured public Wi-Fi? Why do we instantly trust a sketchy, free, unsecured public Wi-Fi?
I did not get it. Can you please repeat once again?
So, whenever we go out somewhere and there is a free Wi-Fi available, public Wi-Fi, we just connect, right? We don't check.
Okay.
The topic is about why do we instantly trust a sketchy, free, but unsecured public Wi-Fi?
Okay, got it. So I think, as you already mentioned, we Indians never let go anything that comes for free, right? And that has been the cause for most of the problems that we have faced in our history. Be it the colonial rule, be it the, I would say, obviously we cannot make political arguments here, so I will try to mince my words. But there has been, if you could see that there has been a lot of freebies going on. Political parties are giving away freebies like anything, and people are actually buying it for free, ironically. But anyways, they do fall for these traps and go go on to vote for these parties, and eventually we all pay the price. I'm not saying someone else has done it, I have not done it, but we all at some point of time have fallen prey to these things. So when it comes to our country, we have not ever let go freebies. Then for something as small as a free Wi-Fi, how can we let it go without using it? Obviously, everyone will tell us that it could be it could be a security issue, but then we think, oh, I do not have anything to lose, right? That is what we think, and we let go. So that this complacency has always been there, I would say, in Indians. And as the thing is, that tendency is that as long as we do not face any loss or any personal loss, we do not come across something with some situation wherein we face a difficult situation, that is then only we get to learn, right? That has been the tendency, I would say, with Indians. So we learn from our mistakes, but then that also becomes the problem, that we commit mistakes first. So I think the focus should shift from protection to cure, and we should start being more aware, being more vigilant, and should keep our, I would say, we should keep our, not able to get the right word, right thing. I think we should be more aware about anything, not just an open Wi-Fi, but anything that could be a security problem.
Thank you so much, Nikhil, for this wonderful attempt. I also used to have similar free Wi-Fi whenever I can connect. And my thought was like, what will they take from me? As proper, as told by Karl Marx, we have nothing to lose but the chains. I was always like, what will they take from me? Only to realize my all bank accounts, money, connection,
Exactly.
contacts, everything is connected to
As
the phone.
as long as long as long as we don't lose, we don't realize what we had.
Exactly. Awesome. Let's move on. Now I see Toastmaster Vijay Singh, and he has been very cautiously writing stuff as a grammarian. So I have a topic for you, like real awesome topic. And the topic is Vijay. Now we are in June 2026. Imagine that you are writing a letter to 2026. Topic is your letter to January 2026. Your letter to January 2026.
Okay. Thanks, Toastmaster Iqbal. So my letter to 2026, so far it has been like very boring, because since last year, I have indulged myself into a course which is motion graphics. So on the weekdays, I do my office work till 8 or 9 p.m. After that, I practice all those sessions that I learn on the weekends. And when it comes to weekends, Saturday and Sundays, I again sit on my desk and in front of the laptop. I just practice whatever I learn on the class. So I want to say to this year that please uh, make this year very hard on me, because I want to be a person in 2027 who I want to be, because I want to be a good motion graphic designer. So I have a request to this year that make me a good motion graphic artist so that I can switch my job and increase my package.
Oh,
So
such a
that's all.
noble thought. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vijay. I think we all have that thought, but just that we are not putting and grinding the way you are grinding. So good job. Reminds me of Virat Kohli's message, pressure is privilege, and you have that now. So enjoy this 6, 7 months that you have, and good things will follow. Now I have one more topic and just one slot available, and I have two contenders. One is Dev who wants to go last, and we have Smruti as well. Who would like to take this topic? Very intense competition. One is timing us, the other one is evaluation itself. I don't see any response. Dev, are you available?
Yes.
Okay. Now the energy says he wants it. The topic for you is: are you the type of person who immediately updates software or clicks the remind me tomorrow button for 3 months? Are you the type of person who updates the software immediately or clicks remind me tomorrow button for next 3 months?
If you ask me about the update button, I'm very lazy about it. And you might ask me why. Because whenever I am traveling to metro or I am going somewhere, there is a pop-up, new update. And when I'm going to sleep, there again a pop-up, app update. And when I'm opening my laptop, there is software update. So every time I see those update, I be like, I will do it when I have free time. I will do it when I have free time. And this carries on until my Windows laptop, just I open it to complete an urgent work, a deadline work, and it goes like, the laptop is underway updates. Please don't power it off or switch on. I will like, how can I switch it off when it is not even on? Just finish the update. And I still remember there was a meme or ad where they say they are in the space, if a meteor was falling and their computer goes on update. And they be like, what, Microsoft? And yeah, that was the time that they updates. That's why I started making them delay as soon as my computer decides, okay, you are gonna pay for it. But now, because of that thing, I missed one opportunity and now I update immediately whenever I see it, or I schedule it when I am sleeping so that it happens when I am not even there. I don't want it to just ruin my any opportunity that is coming my way. That's how I say it. But if you ask me about updates, I am a nerdy guy. I just go there, click on all the features that are coming up. If those features are useful, I will click it because somewhere other into 2026 there were updates where phone were getting green lines because of the updates and there were some software problems. So before clicking and going ahead, I think that do I need this feature? No, I can wait till it get reviews so we can all move forward. So definitely check before you update and don't delay it much until it pays you with your opportunities. Thank you so much, and back to you, Toastmaster Akram.
Toastmaster Dev says strike a balance. It should not cost you. At the same time, wait for reviews for the update. In office laptops, we don't wait for reviews, but we like keep rescheduling until it takes its own forced update stuff. Yep. So, timer, do we have time for one more topic, which I can give it to you, or should we move on with another section?
We can proceed to the next segment, please.
So, let's move on. Then, thank you so much, all the speakers and Google Gemini for helping me with all the topics. Over to you, Toastmaster Akshat, to lead the session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akib, for keeping us hooked to an interesting session of table topics. And the last table topic speaker, Toastmaster Dev, emphasized on striking the balance. And striking a balance with respect to cybersecurity is also very, very important. So while it's okay to probably not update your Instagram so frequently, it's very much important to update your phone to the latest operating system, because your OS updation might solve some of the security vulnerabilities that you may not know about. So prioritize, and don't be like some of the parents or some of the elders in the family who have not updated their smartphones in 4 years. And when they call you to look at why the phone is not working or why the phone is so slow, and then you look back and see that they have not downloaded or installed the last 4 versions of the Android OS or the iOS, don't be that person, because you can't afford to be not updating your OS, not just professionally, but also personally. That's the mark of a person who is very, very who maintains that level of information as well as is quite updated with what's happening all around. So with that, I would like to ask some of you, do you remember any cybersecurity incidents or news that has happened recently? Any recent news on cybersecurity or something that did not work and it was reported in the news? Anyone who would like to, even if you do not recall it really well, do you recall something that has happened with respect to cybersecurity? Yes, Dev, go ahead.
As a student, I would like to tell that NEET paper got leaked and now there is a re-exam. This is the recent incident.
Yes, exactly. All right. So, and this is actually very true. And I'm not trying to make it political, but that's how it is as of today. It's a paper leak might be the final outcome, but there would have been so many incremental things that have happened on the way. Some of that would definitely be technical. Yes, Toastmaster Akib.
I don't know whether it gets categorized into cyber crimes or not, but of late I've heard a lot of deep fake issues wherein real image of somebody is morphed into not so important and gets spread online. A lot of videos are being perpetrated. A lot of audio related deepfakes are also being created wherein like PM itself is singing or somebody is singing. So all this, I don't know whether it comes in cybercrime or not, but they are also creating a lot of chaos.
Yes, absolutely. It does come under the purview of cybersecurity, because we are always playing that catch-up game. Whenever technology is advancing, the regulators are not maintaining that pace to be able to match with how the early movers are looking at technology. So we never realize when we are sharing that photo of ours with the ChatGPT, asking it to convert it into an anime, we never realize for a moment that that image has gone to the internet and that is free for usage by ChatGPT and other third parties that ChatGPT might be working with. So you never know. You're right. That's also in the purview of cybersecurity. Who else would like to talk? Toastmaster Harsh, you wanted to make a point.
Yeah. I was saying, like almost 1 year ago, I believe the Russian flights were hacked by the Ukrainian hackers, because of which almost for 2 to 3 days the Russian airport was closed and the passengers were facing difficulty.
Very true. That's also a pertinent point with respect to cybersecurity. So anywhere there is internet, anywhere there is software, or even there is hardware, because hardware at some level also has some software built in. Even if, let's say, that software is not the end user software, there's some software and hardware, you're bound to have cybersecurity issues. So we all understand and realize that cybersecurity is an important aspect. What I would recommend all of you is that not just look at news in general, but also look at news with respect to cybersecurity. So, for instance, Dave mentioned about Meet Paper leak. You also look at what were the technology elements that were involved in that leak. There was also a news about CBSE portals being hacked. The cloud data in IIT Roorkee was compromised. So all of these things happen because there are some flaws and there are some aspects of the system that are not being properly regulated, right? So all of that contributes to your assessment of cybersecurity. With that, I think I come to the end of my teamwork session on cybersecurity. But before we conclude, let's now bring on stage the GE for today, Toastmaster Nikhil, to take us with the evaluation section. So Toastmaster Nikhil, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshat. Can we please have a big round of applause for our Toastmaster of the day, everyone, for such an insightful session, which when it started, I thought that it's going to be a computer science session, which I used to avoid when I was in school. But the way Toastmaster Akshat conducted it, I was hooked, honestly, and especially that demo that you conducted. So kudos to Toastmaster Akshat, and you always make me surprised whenever you take teamwork sessions. So thank you so much. And that brings us to the start of our evaluation session, wherein we would be evaluating our speakers as well as the whole meeting as such. And to support me in that, I have our two evaluators who would be evaluating the speakers for today's meeting. So first up, I would be calling our evaluator first evaluator, that is Toastmaster Anushka, to evaluate Toastmaster Srimohi's speech. Toastmaster Anushka, the stage is all yours.
I would like to record a voice note as well because Srimohi is not here. So I don't know how she'll take this evaluation. So, may I?
Yes, Toastmaster Dev, you have something to say?
Yes. We will say the meeting recording with Toastmaster Simohi. So, Toastmaster Anushka, you can go ahead with your normal evaluation. We will share it with her.
Okay,
Great.
fine. So, I would like to go on telling her that it is very important to have a personal touch to a story, and that actually takes us to the portion of emotional quotient which she had, and that was 10 on 10 in her speech. Her pauses were very precise. She had good correlation where she related her grandmother to a banyan tree, and that was a very precise, or can we say, the intricacies that she used to amplify the importance of someone. And she has been using words like since childhood a lot. She used it several times, so we can avoid that. We can just try to not use it as many times as she used. And the storytelling size was very good. She was trying to tell her a story, but I think when we are doing a speech, like the topic was walk, talk, and mend, that needed a mend in that story, in that speech. So it was a very flowy story, right? But we could have a certain structure into it as well. She could add more examples. She added only 2 examples where she explained, and she could have more personalized point of view in that. Second, the vocab and the pace was 4 on 5. Her pitch was 3 on 5. Clarity was 4 on 5. And the rhythm that she was talking, the constant rhythm, was 3.5. I think she could do it better. That's why I have given her 3.5. Over and all, it was a very good examples that she used, the mentors, the Toastmaster example that she used. I think in that storyline, it fitted perfectly well. I think she can work with the examples that I have given. And overall, her speech was fine, according to me. That was my evaluation for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anushka, for that detailed evaluation of Toastmaster Shimoi's speech, and I'm sure she would find it very valuable. Next up, we have our second evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster Harsh, who would be evaluating Toastmaster Mamta's speech. Toastmaster Harsh, the stage is yours.
First of all, congratulations, Toastmaster Mamta, for delivering a speech full of inspiration. I will start my evaluation with the points I like the most. The first thing, the use of prop, the way you use the pen to show the moment when you are talking about the boys use this pen to study, and when you show the cultural part, and you like you said, the girls were asked to cook, so it was a great way to justify your word with the prop. Moving to the next point, the description part. I think that you have described each and everything precisely. For example, the moment when you were talking about there were 3 buses full of participants. There were approximately 1,500 or 15,000 participants. So I believe your retention skills is very good. So it was visible the way you have written this speech. Moving to the next part, the wow moment for me was when you were talking about that you gathered the courage to ask, to question the principal about why we cannot add the arts for the girls also. And when you have asked that question, the principal have added the art subject for everyone. So it was a wow moment for me. Moving to the areas where I felt you could have improved. First of all, the first recommendation would be the eye contact was missing. So whenever you are delivering your speech in the online mode, try to see in front of the camera. As most of the individuals' cameras were off, so whenever you are delivering your speech, either on the phone, either on the laptop, so try to put your eye on the camera part so that it becomes like a clear eye contact between you and the audience members. Moving to the next part, that I found that the personal anecdotes were missing. You could have added anecdotes related to your Toastmasters journey. For example, today you are delivering your level 3 project 3. So from level 1 project 1, you have came to level 3 project 3. It's been a long journey. There must be many things which would have inspired you as well as inspired everyone. So you could have added those journeys. Let's take the example of speaker 1. If you have listened, the speaker 1 said that I have delivered 7 speeches within 1.5 months so that I could participate in the ISC contest. So that shows these type of examples you can add in your speech. All in all, it was a great speech. Use of prop, attention to the description, and the courage to question, not only principal, everyone, makes it a great speech, but with the recommendations that I have provided, it can become a memorable. That's all. Over to you, presiding officer.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsh, for another superb and detailed evaluation of Toastmaster Mamtaz's speech. That concludes the prepared speech evaluation, and now we'll start with our tag team. So I would start with my timer and our counter. Yes, Toastmaster Dev.
I guess we can go ahead with table topic evaluation first. Then we can have the tag team to
Oh,
go.
sorry. Yes, I missed it. Thank you so much for bringing it to my notice, Toastmaster Dev. We also have table topic evaluation. So I would like to hand over the stage to our table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Dev.
Thank you so much, everyone. We come with the first speaker, Toastmaster Manvi, who has the topic which was so long that I didn't note it down, but I noted the crux. Always hurry, easy password. And she came to us with a lot of example like snooze or alarm. There is quick password always, name, symbol, and the birthday. And what I loved the most was the structure that he brought in a topic. There were first she said that there is always hurry, then she chosen the pass the wrong one, and then she gave the solution as well as call to action that whenever you are in a hurry, don't resort to small password because your protection is must. And one recommendation for you, Toastmaster Manvi, is please come to the camera so we can all connect with you more better. Not just hear your podcast without a video. We can just connect with you through your hand gestures and your expressions. Thank you so much. Moving on to the next one, Toastmaster Anushka. The internet broke down. Toastmaster Anushka, I really liked how you give the take and also the words that you use. We moved to the pen and paper, then you brought the stone and stick one. That was wonderful. Like we have moved to the stone and now we have to use the stone and stick one. That was really great. And you also gave us the solution that find a way to adapt, because that is true. In COVID everything went down and we didn't know what we have to do. So that's a really good example. But there's one recommendation that I would like to give you is make a structure. Table topic is also a speech, it needs a structure. So you gave us the problem at the end, like there are no children outside and we are always stuck on our phone. Give that at the starting. Share the problem, then share the solution, then give the call to action that we have to move on. Otherwise, we are back to stone and sticks. That's your call to action. So please follow this structure, and this is the recommendation all for you. Next is Toastmaster Sankhya. First 5 month movie title. Throughout your take, you told us how fearless you were, how you were scared and going to the election. We all know that you are a great leader. We haven't seen you in worry, but today we know that you were in worry and that you passed that hard phase and now you are here. But as an experienced Toastmaster, the topic was first 5 month movie title. You didn't give us the title. We were all waiting for the title. It was missing. But I guess you used three words again and again. So those were the titles for you, and I will recite it. Fear of unknown. So please make sure to hear the topic correctly and give the title in your take. Next is Toastmasters. Toastmasters, you came on the stage and started your podcast by sharing that you gave the elevator pitch. You find it hard to introduce yourself even after the 4 years of Toastmaster International being the part. But Toastmasters, do you know what was the topic? Yes, the topic was you talked about something and suddenly it is on your Instagram feed now. That's something that we are all calling algorithm. So that's something that you missed, but one kudos to you that you till the last told that I was in the Toastmaster, I gave the intro, but I wasn't able to sell it. So you found the alternative, which is really good. You gave the end, you gave the call to action. So that's a wonderful take. You are doing wonderful, Toastmasters. Just make sure to always have the call to action at the end so that people can connect with you and as well as the topic. If you end it with a loop, they will always stick to the topic. Next, come to Toastmaster Nikhil. Public Wi-Fi. As soon as public Wi-Fi came, I guess we all are going to hear some cafe story where you gone for the Wi-Fi and got your data stolen. But you came to the political party. free items and freebies. These are something that most of the people like me or Gen Zs who are not interested, but free item as soon as we hear, we go for it. Even in the hotels, we go for the free Wi-Fi. I really liked all the examples you gave and the motivational moral that you gave. Learn from our mistake, more aware and vigilant. But what I missed was a personal story, a personal touch in your table topic, so that we can connect with you, because your maybe personal life example will be relatable for all of us, because we all would have been there. So we could have been connected with you, not with the political party. So that's the one recommendation that I will give you for your take. And the last but not least, Toastmaster Vijay. June to 2026. This is now June 2026. Your letter to January 2025. You told us that you are worried in motion graphics. You are working here. You want to tell that it is very hard, but you want to get the hike. You want to get the new job. You want to get everything. And that's what your topic was. Your letter to Jan 2026, where you told him that everything was so frustrating, everything is always on the desk, always on the desk. But what you could have done is when you shared, just a minute, that the topic was letter to January 2026, you could have told that not give up at any moment, not give up even when there are so many challenges, when you are at the desk for 7 days straight. Just don't give up. So your title was your letter to January 2026 for your old self, where you were starting the course that you are in. So make sure to have that, and you are really good with your structure and the vocal variety as well. Just make sure to stick to the topic till the end, so it would make relatable. And the last take was mine, and I wasn't able to evaluate myself. So I hand over the stage back to our presiding general evaluator, Toastmaster Nikhil.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dev, our table topic evaluator for today's meeting. Next up, we have our tag team, starting with our timer and our counter. Starting with our timer and our counter, Toastmaster Smriti. So since I missed introducing our tag team earlier in the meeting, so starting with Toastmaster Smriti. She is a certified soft skills trainer, mentorship specialist, training content creator, and seasoned B2B enterprise sales professional with over a decade of experience. Her career is marked by a commitment to fostering personal and professional growth through communication, leadership, and learning. And she also happens to be the coach of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. With that, I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Smriti to present her report, her timer, and our counters report.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil. It was a pleasure to witness beautiful speeches, and I will circle back that quality speeches over the quantity which we are discussing in the initial front. And to substantiate the same, I am pasting the timers report and see how beautifully each and every speaker in their respective segment try to be within time, that speak volume about that particular speaker and that particular segment. So please pat your back and kudos to each and every speaker who made it within time. Vigilantly, consciously or unconsciously, you were trying to build structure which helped us to be on time. Well, that's a timer report. In near future, equally, please be vigilant on the same. Coming to the hour counter report, I'll paste again the same of your respective hours and arms which the speaker might have used, again consciously or unconsciously. But there are certain things which were crucial in this particular meeting, actually 4, which we used left, right, and center. And the words were, I think, so, like, and the last one was, you know. In near future, whenever you come across these terminology, especially so, before starting a particular segment or a session or a speech, we try to start with by so. So is not actually a word which we are using. It is a thought which we are presenting. So rather than saying the so word, you can just take a pause and breathe, which is the basic thing which you can do. Or what else you can do? You can read about by staying on mute, you can read about that particular topic in your mind. It will help you to not start your sentence with pause. Second, the beautiful suggestion which I received, never ever try to use the word called I think. No, you don't think. Start with the strong conviction. You can use the supplements like I believe, or I am optimistic about the same, or I strongly hold an opinion, or I came across this particular segment. This will add authenticity and take care of the ahs and ums and the fillers which we try to put. Overall, it was a mindful usage of ahs and ums, though we had many 5 plus. I'll paste the same in report. But my humble submission would be to be vigilant whenever we take the stage and try to bring the quality over the quantity. On that note, I give the stage back to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nikhil. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smriti, for such brief reports. And although I do have something to share, but I'll wait for my turn. And moving ahead, we have our grammarian for today's meeting, Toastmaster Vijay, who is a graphic design specialist at Alvarez and Marcel, Gurugram. Completed his master's in international business from Ghaziabad. He loves traveling and exploring new places. Has been a Toastmaster since 2020. He likes he says once a Toastmaster, as we say, once a Toastmaster, always a Toastmaster. He's back with us after a long time today as the grammarian of today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Vijay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil. So I will get back to you. Like how did you get my introduction? I thought you went to go to the LinkedIn and checked my profile. So I will get back to you later. So I am the grammarian. So here's my report. So both the speakers, speaker one, Shri Moi, she delivered her speech very confidently. However, I do want to mention that she did use the word of the day, which is nostalgic. She delivered her speech very beautifully. Her pace, her speed of speaking was very nice. So there was no mistake, no grammatical errors. So coming to the second speaker, Mamta, she also delivered her speech very confidently. I did not find any errors. However, there were some short pauses which I felt that could have been improved. However, there is no such grammatical errors in her speech as well. So do I also need to evaluate the table topic speakers?
It's up to you. In case you have any notes, you can definitely share.
I do not have, because I've noted down just for the two speakers only.
It's okay, Toastmaster Vijay.
Yeah, so this was my report. So overall, kudos to both the speakers.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vijay, for presenting the grammarian's report. And that brings to the conclusion of my tag team's report. And I would start with my report, that is the general evaluator's report. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsh, for joining us and participating in this meeting. We look forward to have you with us again. Okay, so starting with from the very start of the meeting, we started on time, and I think that is something we can all give us a pat on our backs. So we finally started on time, and although a few role players were still late into the meeting, and I would request on behalf of the club to please join us from next meeting onwards. Please be on time and ensure that no one has to call you or ping you for you to join, which Toastmaster Dev had to do today. Then we had our starting with presiding our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Kshitija, did her job fantastically, although she was doing it for the very first time. But she took on the role and ensured that she covered all the bases that is required for a Sergeant at Arms address. Then we had a presiding officer's address, wherein the presiding officer did miss a few things. But moving ahead, we had our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Akshat, who chose, in my opinion, a very serious topic. And as I already said, I was more curious as to understand, because I know how he goes about his topics and how he weaves some kind of some kind of screen sharing, some kind of presentations in his themes. So I was very curious to see what he's going to do today, and which he eventually did. And he ensured that the members stay engaged and at no point let it become like a lecture. Kudos to Toastmaster Akshat, although I was not at all surprised given his abilities, his excellence as a Toastmaster. He kudos to the members as well who actively participated throughout the meeting, throughout the theme, and engaged with Toastmaster of the day, ensured that he had his answers on time, and Toastmaster Akshat had everyone engaged throughout and never let it become like a lecture, as I already said. But he always ensured that it's a two-way conversation, that, as I said, highlights his prowess as a speaker and as a moderator of a meeting. We had our general evaluator who introduced his tag team and missed the introductions of his tag team, for which I have already apologized. Then we had our first speaker that is Toastmaster Srimoy. Although Toastmaster Anushka covered all the points very well, and however I have a couple of things to mention. That is, Toastmaster Srimoy is a very experienced Toastmaster, obviously, right? She has delivered a few speeches in Toastmasters Club of Lucknow, and I was very I think the content was amazing. As Toastmaster Anushka mentioned, she had a lot of right pauses, and multiple metaphors were used. Overall, the content, the structure of the speech was very good. However, one thing that I especially liked was the transition from grandmother to mentor to mentorship. Those things were brilliant. But one thing that I missed, for example, if she had her camera off, or if I was not looking at my screen, I don't think I would have missed anything, because she was sitting throughout her meeting, and I could not, her hands were not visible, her gestures were not visible. So as a speaker, especially as a prepared speaker, I think it's a responsibility to ensure that it doesn't look like a monologue, and neither it looks like a theatrical performance. So we need to find the right balance, which I believe was missing in her speech today. And she's someone I have seen who delivers brilliant speeches, makes great use of the stage, has a lot of variety in hand gestures, modality in tone. So I think that those are few things that she could have brought into this speech. For some reason, she did not involve those things, which I would encourage her to involve in her speeches going ahead. And the kind of speaker that she has, the kind of experience that she has, I'm sure, including by working on Toastmaster Anushka's evaluation, she would take this speech to another level. Then we had second speaker, Toastmaster Mamta. I love the story of your persistent Toastmaster Mamta, and Toastmaster Harsh covered every single thing in very much detail, and I don't think he missed on anything. However, I could see the effort that you put in your body language, your hand gestures, and this certainly added a lot of energy to your delivery. However, when we are so it was more like the opposite of what Toastmaster Srimoy did, in my opinion. When we are focusing too much on our hand gestures, on our body language, we tend to lose our focus on the content, on delivery, which happened a couple of times in your speech, Toastmaster Mamta, which obviously is a very minor issue. And as you start practicing more and more, and you work on your delivery more and more, these are some things that just kind of become natural, because it's part of your body language. It comes naturally. You do not have to put a lot of emphasis, put a lot of force. You do not have to force your body language or gestures, which as I said, if you practice a little more, you will easily overcome those things. And rest everything was covered by Toastmaster Harsh brilliantly. Then we had first evaluator, Toastmaster Anushka. Obviously, a big round of applause for, in my opinion, this was her first speech evaluation. So kudos, Toastmaster Anushka, you did a great job. Just a few things which I think maybe you, because this was your first time, you missed on it. So first was when you introduce a speaker, right? When you establish the project that they are pursuing, that the level that they are at, the title. So they use a typical structure when we introduce a speaker. For example, we say it speaker name, title of the speech, speaker name. So for example, Toastmaster Shimoy's title was Walk, Talk, Mend. So you should have introduced her like Toastmaster Shimoy, Walk, Talk, Mend. Walk, Talk, Mend, Toastmaster Shimoy. That's how you hand over the stage to the speaker. So that is something, as I said, it was the first time, you might have missed it. However, going forward, I am pretty sure you would inculcate this into your future evaluations. Also, as I said, project details are to be mentioned, and then while evaluating, I think you should also convey how the speaker fulfilled the objective or the purpose of the speech as per the level that they are pursuing, right? And then again, we have a CRC approach, commendation, which I'm not sure if you are aware of it, but somewhere you did follow it. One thing that I would say was missing, if you could just summarize your whole feedback, your whole evaluation at the end of the speech, it would have been great. Next we had Toastmaster Harsh, again another experienced Toastmaster, and I think he covered every single point pretty well, followed the CRC approach, summarized the evaluation at the end, and covered every single point that I had for Toastmaster Mamta's speech. Then we had table topic evaluator Toastmaster Dev. To cover all those speeches, so many speakers in such detail, you got to have a lot of patience and great listening skills, Toastmaster Dev. So kudos to you on that, especially when you were evaluating your mentors and such seasoned Toastmasters. I think you did a great job to ensure that you do not mince your words, and you did not flinch even asking Toastmaster Manvi to switch on her camera. And I know what is going to be the response, but still you ensured that you are transparent and shared everything that you had. So kudos to you. Then we had our timers, Toastmaster Smriti, timer and our counter. Again, great job. Generally, we as timers or our counters just share our reports and that's it. But I always have admired Toastmaster Smriti with respect to how she not just gives the output as per the role, but also shares the ways in which how we can improve, and to bring that aspect in something like a timer's report or a accountan's report is a great job. And every single time I say we are glad that we have Toastmaster Smriti with us. So kudos to Toastmaster Smriti. Toastmaster Vijay, as a grammarian, he took it at the very last minute, and although he's been away from Toastmasters for some time, he still did a great job, and I can't thank you enough, Toastmaster Vijay. And I think obviously we did miss a few things, but since, as I said, you've been away from Toastmasters for a long time, yet you took this opportunity, and I think that's enough in itself, and we are all glad that you did it. Overall, I think the meeting, it was a great meeting. The theme was very interesting, and one thing I missed was our table topic master, Toastmaster Akib. So I loved how he weaved his topics around the theme, and how still ensuring that it does not become a very serious session, because table topic session is one of the most interesting sessions. He ensured that there was a little bit of humor, there was a little bit of kind of serious topics. At the same time, the topics were very open-ended, so that the speaker had an opportunity to frame their take as per their mentality, and it was not very single-minded topics, which is something I really appreciate, and I think every table topic master should ensure this. So I think it was another great table topic session, and kudos to Toastmaster Akif for conducting it. So as I said, the meeting was started on time. The role players executed their roles to perfection, and the only thing I think that we can work on as the members, as the role players, is to be on time. And I think Toastmaster Dev did a good job by starting the meeting much earlier than the time than the fixed time. I think the meeting started, the room was opened before 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So I think if we start joining on time, we have all the role players in the meeting by 4 p.m. at least. It reflects very well on the club itself, and since we have guests, we need to ensure that we are following the timing deadlines and conducting a meeting on time. So that's it from my side, and I would like to hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day. to conclude his theme, and in the meantime would request Techmaster to please roll out the polling. I think we do have Toastmaster Akshay. So Toastmaster Akshay just wanted to check with you if you have your conclusion left, or
No, I am done with the conclusion. So I would like to just reiterate that with respect to cybersecurity, I think we all should be reading news about what all is happening with respect to cybersecurity. That's the last bit that we can do to keep us updated, because until something happens to us, it looks as if it is happening at a distance. But we should be reading more of news around cybersecurity. That is it.
thank you, Toastmaster Akshat. And since people will start leaving the meeting, and in the meantime that Toastmaster Dev rolls out the polls, I have an announcement to make, which I got to know recently. So I would like to congratulate every single member of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow, as we have achieved. Toastmasters Club of Lucknow has achieved President Distinguished credential, and I think kudos to every single member of the executive committee and the members. Especially, I think someone I would mention is Toastmaster Suraj, who is not here. Someone who has put in a lot of efforts in conducting these meetings, and at the same time, I would like to thank our club coaches, Toastmaster Smriti and Toastmaster Sankhya, since they have joined this club. The level of meetings have improved, and we've been adding some great meetings. At the same time, every single member who's been participating, contributing to the growth of this club. Thank you to all of you, and congratulations to all of you. This is something we can be proud of, and hopefully our area director and division director would be announcing it officially as well at some point of time. So we'll be waiting for that as well. Request everyone to please cast your votes as the polls have been launched. Toastmaster Dev, please let me know once we have the majority on the polls. In the meantime, I would request anyone who want to share any kind of feedback, what kind of experience we had. We had a couple of guests who have. Okay, we have Toastmaster Vijay. Toastmaster Vijay, I would request you to please share your feedback, what kind of experience you had today. Would love to listen from you. Toastmaster Vijay, are you there? Okay, I think I'm not able to get through to him. In case anyone else want to share anything. Okay, so Toastmaster Dev, do we have the results for the polls?
I only can see 2 people voted, so I request everyone to please cast their vote.
I actually did not receive the poll. I'm not sure if about others.
You can see on your toolbar there is polls and quizzes option.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
so
we got the majority. I will share the certificates in 2 minutes.
yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Dev. I would request anyone to please share any views in case we have Toastmasters Club of Lucknow has achieved distinguished, has been adjudged distinguished. So if in case you want to share something about that, I would request our club coaches to take the stage. And
So thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil. I'll just take this moment and mention that this is a combined effort. It won't have been possible without the people that are there right now. Even a lot of them have been actively contributing. It's not just about we supporting, but at the same time, every member turning up. And that is where I felt this was possible. It's a combined effort. I can say Toastmasters Smriti has been contributing a lot from a overall communication standpoint. I got a lot of positive feedbacks from even the new members who got in, who, as per like a lot of them, they became fans of Toastmasters Smriti after seeing her deliver the Grammarly rack counter and today timer rack counter roles. Toastmaster has been supporting actively from the front, even making sure that he's there with backing his presence as well. And Toastmaster Manvi Dev are always there. Toastmaster Nikhil, again, you have been there, making sure whatever time you can squeeze out after beyond your professional commitments, we are all there. So that is entirely a team effort. And a lot of members, I'll say, every member delivering a speech or taking up a role contributes to the team. And congratulations, everyone.
thank you, Toastmaster Sankhya. And honestly, I mean, as you said, I myself am guilty for not being able to participate as much as I wanted. But as I said, great job by Toastmaster Suraj and Toastmaster Manvi, Toastmaster Dev, that they have been present in every single meeting and executed, ensured that meetings not just happen, but we have proper role players, we have proper all the segments are conducted as they should be. So I think it's been a great job by these people and well supported by you all. So every single, in fact, even the new members, the kind of enthusiasm that they have brought, right? I think this is something, whenever I have joined, I've seen that these new members like Anushka, Jayesh, etc. have been participating. Akansha has been participating with a lot of enthusiasm, and that is something I makes me even more guilty that I am not able to contribute as much. But as you said, it's been a great contribution from everyone. So thank you so much. Then certificates are ready. Okay. Also, just one thing. So speaking of Toastmaster Smriti, that reminds me of something. When I was going for the district finals, someone after my division, I won the division contest. Someone came to me. I'm not able to recall who it was, but someone said that there are certain things that you can work on your speech, certain areas, and I think Smriti would be the right person to guide you. And back then I was like, I didn't know her honestly, and I think okay, I'll reach out to her maybe, but I did not. And now that I know her, I think I made a mistake. I should have reached out to her, but it's okay. There's always a next time. And now that I know her, I'm definitely going to reach out to her. Okay, so Toastmaster Dev, can you please share the certificates? Okay, so we had a couple of prepared speakers today. So first up, we have the certificate for best speaker, and we'll quickly reveal it. Toastmaster Dev, the best speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Shimoy. So she's not in the meeting, so we cannot take a snapshot. We'll skip the snapshot part, and we will quickly move to the next part. We have best evaluator. We had Toastmaster Harsh and Toastmaster Anushka as the evaluators, and the best evaluator is Toastmaster Harsh. He is also no more into this meeting, so we can move to the next certificate. So best 3D speaker, almost everyone participated in that table topic contest, and the best table topic speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Manvi and Toastmaster Nikhil. We have a tie, so I'm not sure if Toastmaster Manvi can switch on her camera. Is it possible, Toastmaster Manvi? I am not sure what I am supposed to understand from that smile. Okay. Okay, so I think we can move to the next certificate, Toastmaster Dev. Next up, we have best Eagle Eye role player. So it includes the tag team, and the best Eagle Eye role player, best auxiliary role player for today's meeting is Toastmaster Smriti as the timer and our counter. Can we please have at least Toastmaster Smriti? Can we please have you on camera? Okay, please Toastmaster Dev, can you please take a quick snapshot and pin her and take a snapshot?
Done.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dev. Next up, we have best Lionheart role player. That is the best role player of the meeting. We had table topic evaluator, we had table topic master, Toastmaster of the day, and general evaluator. And it is the best Lionheart role player is Toastmaster Akshat, our Toastmaster of the day. Congratulations, Toastmaster Akshat. Can we please pin him, Toastmaster Dev, and take a quick snapshot? All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dev, and congratulations to all the winners of today's meeting. That brings us to the conclusion of this meeting, all stretched by 22 minutes, but I think we had a great meeting. Kudos to Toastmaster Akshat for that such an interesting theme, and every single role player who contributed. So since we do not have our Sergeant at Arms present here, on behalf of her, unless someone has something to share, I would like to call up this meeting. Okay, so thank you so much. Would request Tech Master to please stop the recording.